That's hell itself. Now, that is eternal. That is long. There's some people that want to tell us, well, no, you're annihilated. It's eternal death. That means you die, therefore you no longer exist. No, but the same terminology is used about God. He's going to exist forever, so forever in hell means forever. But what does it mean if a person goes to hell? Well, number one, it's the place where the worm dieth not. And that's another word for the conscience. And it must be an awful thing when the conscience, at its worst, could you say, or at its best, at its strongest, is beating upon that person's head, and there's no relief. What really does it mean, the lake of fire? What is fire? What are flames? It's hard for us to figure it out exactly, because when we think of a fire or flames and a person's trapped, their body, of course, gets burned to a cinder. Burning is not only to do with flames. Burning has to do with desire. It's a burning desire. And you see, when man was first created, as St. Augustine one time said, he was created with a void for a longing for God. And there is this tremendous desire after God, a dissatisfaction with life that can only be satisfied when God's in control of a life. Now, many people, of course, cover that up. They shut up that voice by involving themselves in the things of the world, the flesh, and the devil. But one day, when they're in hell, that burning desire for God will have nothing to hold it back, because it will be abundantly obvious that the world, the flesh, and the devil didn't satisfy it. There will be nothing else to try. So it will just be a burning desire for God. But wait a minute, what's that like? Well, think of a man in the Sahara Desert, and he's no water. This is not just a little thirst. And there's a cloth around his throat and his mouth, and the sand is in his throat, and he's burning. It's a terrible thought. Magnify that by a gazillion times, and the person will have a desire for what? For God. Wanting, have to have God, like a man in the desert has to have a drink. The burning flames, it's partly to do with desire. The problem is, there will not be 1 ounce of God's presence, not one operation of His promise, and His provision is cut off forever. Just the way when people who are saved get to heaven, the reason why it will be so joyful is not just in seeing the angels of the saints, not just in seeing our loved ones who departed before us, but it's because our satisfaction, our burning thirst for God, or as A.W. Tozier called it, the pursuit of God, will be fully satisfied.